Hi guys, just thought I'd do a vlog just to update you on what's going on in the 24P stable at the moment. So the Saloon car up at the Heritage Shield in Stratford, we in the feature, or the third heat, had a little wiring issue which resulted in the fans not running. So by the time we came in at the end of the race, the temperature gauge was through the roof. Did a bit of damage to the engine. I think say a week or two later, we went up, we were already booked in, and we went up to the Masters Champs at Huntly. We did that last year, which was actually 2 rounds, and it was a great event. did quite well actually. So I went up there knowing I had a sort of a sad motor. Idling, didn't want to idle, and it was getting a bit hard to start, but otherwise, when you had your foot in it, seemed fine. But up at Huntly we got a bit of damage as well, which will result in a bit of rebuilding, rear bumper, corner, and probably would be a whole new bumper. And then the front clip needs rebuilding as well. Of course, there's also had my right front bottom arm assembly or chassis mount parted company, and resulting in a DNF. So anyway, we got home and we've done a compression test, and it's pretty sad in the motor. So we've pretty much called it quits on the season for the Saloon, unfortunately. Yeah, it needs a full rebuild, and so while we're at it, we might as well give it some tweaks and improvements and see if we can't get a few more horses out of it, especially down bottom where it's probably hurting us the most. The other thing I was going to bring up was teams racing. So I've done a bit of teams racing in my time. I think I've done, combined with the Steelers and the Pumas, I've probably done about 6 or 7 teams races. Raced at Huntly Teams Champs with the Pumas. Also went a 6th driver to Auckland, to the New Zealands at Auckland a year or 2 after. And then raced again a couple of years ago in Wanganui for the Steelers again. And then just around that time, about 2 years ago, I also put my name in the hat for the Mustangs and got to race with them in Wanganui, where I was the runner there, and we won the race and beat Wanganui Warriors. And then a couple of meetings later, also got another run in a tri-series in Palmerston North with the Warriors again and the Gisborne Giants, and I got to line up with the Giants, and I got to admit, by my own standards, it wasn't that good a race really. I didn't feel I was terribly effective, but I maintained my record of every teams race that I've done, barring maybe the last one with the Mustangs. I've been effective and performed my role and put the work in, and always driven off the track under my own steam. And a couple of occasions, I think, just with the flat tyre was probably the worst thing that's ever happened. So I don't know, you can make your own luck really. It's you're not much of effective as a team member out there if you destroy your car in one hit, or trying to be the big hero or whatever. You've sort of got to preserve your car as well as do the work. So slow up. You don't have to smash the opposition, hold them up for a lap or 2, and then pick on someone else. So anyway, this year we're getting the super stock back on the track again. Everyone's dream that does teams racing or anything. You don't even have to be a teams racer. There's been plenty of guys in the Mustangs that have been chosen the last few years that have just had the dream of being at Teams Champs in February, and I'm no different. It's been my dream for a little while, and so again, when the Mustangs and Palmy teams managers asked for expressions of interest, of course I put my name in the hat, went along to the meeting at the start of the season. As you've seen from previous videos on YouTube, that we had a few teething problems with the new back end setup in the car. Things happened, and I got a little hurt for reasons that I later found were pretty much just seat belts weren't set up properly, and so I wasn't buckled in the seat properly. It wasn't tight. Generally, when I drive out onto the track, I can barely breathe in the seat. And anyway, so we figured that out. Went to New Zealand's and felt real comfortable in the car. One race that you'll see when the video comes out is we got ping-ponged a bit when I spun myself around another car and took some pretty reasonable hits, and yeah, no worries at all. First aiders come over to see how I was. You know, they actually sounded concerned, and I'm like, yeah, sweet as, nothing wrong with me. And yeah, so after I got hurt, I kind of withdrew my name from the hat for team selection, because I kind of, one thing I do is I make decisions on emotion and don't sleep on it. There's an old saying, before you make any decisions based on emotion, wait 48 hours. Not something I've always or ever been good at. Always jump the gun and then realise down the track, well, hey, look, this is why that happened. That's an easy fix, and then carry on doing what we want to do. But so a couple of times I've retired from teams racing and then come back again. Guys are getting hurt all the time in teams racing. If you're going to teams race and don't think you're going to get hurt, you're probably kidding yourself. But also, coupled with that, teams racing is actually safer than individual racing. Teams racing, you got 4 guys, maybe 5 that you know are out to get you. Individual racing, there could be 20 guys out to get you, and you really don't know who it's going to be. And well, when I got served a few back before Christmas, I got served by a guy who I merely pushed wide in the corner. He took exception and drilled me off the end a lap later. So, you know, I wasn't expecting that. If we were in a teams race situation, I would have got on the brakes at the start of the straight and controlled the situation, and nothing would have come of it. So after the New Zealand's, I got a call. They were still short of drivers, and they wanted to lease my car, and I knew who they needed to drive it, and that guy's quite a bit bigger than me. So I said, oh, unfortunately he won't fit my car, so it's not really a go, but if you get stuck, I'm keen to step in. So anyway, the team got named, and they named 5 drivers and not the 6th driver. And I know how it works. The 6th driver, well, traditionally the 6th driver is, you don't get a run unless someone gets hurt, which no one wants to see that. But so I was happy to be the 6th driver if they needed me, knowing that I probably won't run, and that's all good. That's what it's about. So then I thought, oh, they must have a couple of other Palmy guys in the running. So anyway, the week before teams, they announced, and they brought in a Wanganui driver. So yeah, I was pretty gutted about that actually. They could have just put me in there and I would have been happy, and even though I wouldn't have got a run and everything would be sweet. Bit gutting, but never mind. Life is such, and so yeah, I don't think I'll be putting my hand up again. Shouldn't say that. Never say never. Yep, so that's it for the Saloon for the season. We've got 2 more meetings in the super stock that I'll be driving. There'll be a meeting with a guest driver. I think it's the 6th or 7th of March. And then I think later on in March, I'm going to make a guest appearance in a different class. So keep your eyes and ears out for that, and see what can happen. Yeah, so that's us for now, and see you on the track soon.